Hello, and welcome to the wrap-up video for the first Beags Jam. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at the top 5 entries as voted for by you guys, the participants, and show some gameplay footage and talk a little bit about the games and so on. So one thing I learned with this jam is that there appears to be a significant culture of cheaters on itch, possibly bots as well, or cheaters who use bots, who either repurpose old games for new jams, or just straight up steal other people's games and resubmit them to jams. All in all, I think we had to remove about, 8 entries because of this, so that's something to be aware of if you decide to run your own jam. Now, onto the games. The theme was Swarm, which naturally led to a lot of games about bees, and many terrible puns about bees. But you have to suffer for your art. So let's begin! Sorry. Coming in at number 5 is a cute little puzzle game called Shrooms by Suggy. Aesthetically, I love this game. The look and feel was perfect, the music was a great choice, it all went together really nicely. Essentially, it's a colour matching game. You have a timer and 3 lives, and any attempt to match shrooms that fails takes a life, while successful attempts increase the time you have. The only problem I had with this game is that the random distribution of the shrooms meant that it was basically impossible to win, if there even is a win state, I don't know. But like, you'd find I had one time where from the get-go, the very first move, there was nothing I could match, because, it's random distribution, so it's the roll of the dice. But let's be honest, it's a minor nag for a 3-day game jam. If they were going to make this into a proper game, they'd have time to refine this kind of thing. So yeah, great entry. The Hive by Alec Duval is a straight-up tower defense game where you have to defend your beehive from increasingly powerful waves of insects. You have a range of tools at your disposal and the option to upgrade things. I found this game to be pretty addictive, though I always get beaten. I'm not sure if there is an eventual win state, but there is a campaign mode and an endless mode, so I would assume that the problem is I'm just terrible at the game, because on campaign mode, eventually you should win, yes? So I assume it's just me, because let's face it, I suck at gaming. But this was a great entry. Graphically, it was fine. It had good sound effects, but mainly the gameplay was solid, and really, that should be the number one thing. In a bit of a role reversal from the Hive, this time you play as the Swarm. Beetlemania by GP Void sees you control a swarm of alien beetles who are a little bit miffed that humans have come to colonize their planet. The ultimate aim is to destroy their headquarters, the humans' headquarters that is, but you take out most of their colony in the process. Eating civilians grows your swarm bigger, which makes it easier to destroy things, while being shot at by the military reduces the size of your swarm and obviously makes it harder to eat buildings. The gameplay for this one's a little bit short once you know what you're doing, but it's a really cool premise and a well executed game. Serious Business by Ruben is a sim game where you are running your very own honey business. You have to plant flowers for your bees to pollinate, buy hives for your bees to make money in, and then sell the honey to get the money to do the first 2 things. This game's a little deceptive at first. It sort of starts off all tranquil with a cute art style and some nice calming music, but before you know it, you're clicking like a madman trying to get your flowers planted and your honey on the shelves. It's quite addictive. It doesn't go anywhere. There's no end game state or anything like that. The description for the game actually says there's no goal. You just make honey and sell it. But yeah, it's somehow it had me playing it for like a good 20 minutes when I recorded this clip for this video, so there's definitely something there. And finally, we come to our winner, Rat Race by Jordan. I'm not going to try and pronounce your second name, who goes by Ruxord on Twitter and Discord. Rat Race sees you take control of a small swarm of rats. Your goal is to eat everything before the time runs out, and when I say everything, I mean everything. Your tiny swarm can only eat small bits of trash to begin with, but the more you eat, the larger the swarm gets, and before long, you're eating park benches, cars, even shipping containers. The game makes great use of boids, which I believe Jordan and quite a few other devs actually got from the Sebastian Lake tutorials during this jam. This jam seems to have probably sent quite a bit of traffic his way, and introduces an element of strategy that might have been a happy accident, but as you're moving around, you have to be careful that your rats don't get stuck behind walls and things like that, forcing you to really think about the path you take. The art style is great, and I know that the dev made all his art during the jam, which makes it even more impressive. Everything runs silky smooth. Well, I say when you get a full swarm, it does chug a little bit on the frame rate, but it's a 3-day jam, there's limits. So yeah, overall it's a very polished, great looking, fun game, and a deserved winner. So congratulations, Jordan. And that was that. All the links to the games I've played in this video are in the description below, as well as the links to the result page, so you can check out everyone else's games, which I recommend you do, because there is a lot of good entries that weren't in the top 5. I did a stupid long stream playing all of the entries, bar one that I couldn't get to load, so there's that to check out if you want to see them all in action. And thank you so much to everyone who participated. This was a great first jam for me to host. There was very little stress other than the aforementioned cheating bots, but that wasn't the fault of anyone who entered. And yeah, you've made it a great jam for me as a host, and I plan on doing it again. So, and a special thanks goes out to Irregularity from the Discord server for donating some Discord Nitro Classics for the second and third place games, and a big congratulations to Jordan for his winning entry. Oh, one last thing. I obviously couldn't enter this jam myself because I was hosting the jam, but I did want to join in the fun. So I decided to make a game during the jam and forcing myself to stick to the same restrictions as the people who were entering. And in our house, we've recently bought a Quest 2 VR headset, so I figured why not make something in VR. So before we get to the Patreon thanks, here's a little gameplay video of my first ever VR game made from scratch over the 3 days of Beegs Jam. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Oh good, you're alive. Okay, here's the thing, I don't want to alarm you, but there is an army of killer droids just outside that door and they want to get in and destroy the ship, and you're the only one here to stop them. I would do it myself, but I'm just a service droid. All you gotta do is punch them with your super sophisticated sci-fi gloves. Just hit them in the glowy bits. So if you look to your right, you'll see a panel where you can open the door. I've put a big start there just to make it very clear which one you've got to press, so just press it. It's very nice of the killer droids to wait. It's very nice of the killer droids to wait. We're gonna die. We're gonna die. And that's that. All that's left to do now is to thank my amazing Patreons. Everybody who supports me on Patreon is very, very much appreciated, but the extra special thanks do go out to the Sugar Daddy / Mama tier super supporters, who are Dave Maldine, Reg Reed, Gabriel White, Aaron Clark, Mr. Drunken Dragon, Crab Cake, and Julian, who has given me permission to not have to try and pronounce his second name. Julian, the card game is coming. Hold tight. Thank you everyone who likes and subscribes and shares the video and all that good stuff, all the YouTube stuff that YouTubers say, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.